So, hello everybody, here I am back with a war game after a long time. This is Victoria Cross 2, the Battle of Rorke's Drift. I have aligned all of my forces. Basically you can play the solo quite easily. There is a solo rule essentially which governs how the Zulu forces come on, and I've split them into two based on a die roll, and one group is coming in on zone 18 and one group is coming in on zone 19. But before I did this, I set up the British forces, and of course I didn't know where everybody was coming on. So as you can see, they are quite evenly spread out across the terrain. And unfortunately most of my forces are over here, whereas the Zulus are over there. So what we're going to do now is the Zulus have 90 strength points divided into two different groups. Now their counters range from strength 1 through to strength 10, and you can make change if you like. So for example, you can say this is a strength 10 counter, and I could say I want to split this into 5 strength 2 counters and then send 5 different units strength 2 towards wherever they're going. So that is always possible. We also have 4 leaders, and these Zulu leaders can combine with up to 10 strength points and lead these 2 spaces, whereas each individual strength point can only ever move 1. Now this leader ability does not extend across ditches. So here's a ditch. So basically, while they could go 1, 2, they can't go, or well, actually probably not, otherwise they would always go like this. So I will just rule that from 18 into 12, you can't use leader movement 1, 2, but you could go 1, 2. So, or you just go 1. Okay, so the Zulus go first, and of course what they want to do is they want to take the compound. So, they will move forward. 1, 2 with a leader. 1, 1, 1. No, actually, 1, 2, and 1. Over here we're going 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, 2. Okay, so now this is followed. So the British don't have a movement per se on the first turn. Actually, just bringing them out and placing them is their move. So let's see what's up next. I think next is the fire combat. The British determines target zone and firing units. Now this is quite interesting because if I move these away a little, and unfortunately I can't move the camera or zoom because it's way too high up, here in zone E it says range 1 are the following areas. That's 7, B, C, F, and K. I guess this is K. No one's allowed to fire into zone D. So basically you make a decision which units you would like to fire, and then you can easily see which line of sight they have on what the range is. So this guy here can fire at this group. These guys can fire at this group. This guy could also fire range 3 range 2 into 14 and 30 into 14. So he could fire here. Do they have line of sight to 14 at all? Yes, they do. So we could actually get these guys to fire upon this group, which we're going to do. So we're going to combine 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 against, so let's roll a die. And we roll a 5, strength 8. So this means we do 5 damage. So this unit is then split up. Losses are applied immediately. And we have 5 that go into the reserve and will come on the next turn. So these are fired. We're going to give them little markers so that they have fired, so that we know this and we don't fire twice. Then we have these 4 in zone N, and they can fire upon this group here, zone 4 at range 1. Oh, sorry, that's actually 2 away, isn't it? So yeah, and I rolled a 5, so that's only 4, so they get 1 strength point back. This is 2. So there's 4 of them. We roll a 3. That's 4 points of damage. So we make change. So there's now 6 left. And 4 go into the reserve. These 2 don't have a line of sight to zone 13, so they can't do anything, so they're just standing there. Can they see zone 12 though? Yes, they can, at range 2. So we're going to fire range 2, 5. That does 4 damage. So we get 6 strength points left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come back on. And now you can see what I meant by making change. So they get a fired mark. This group is also going to fire on 12 at 2. And we roll a 5. Very good. So that does 4 points of damage as well. They have fired. Now this group, that's 6 of them, and they are also able to fire on this. For a 5, that's 4 strength points damage. And this means that they have fired. And then we have 6 points of damage over here against this zone here, and we're going to roll, and we roll 4, which does 4 points of damage. So no one else has any line of sight towards any enemy. So now what we do is we check the amount of losses that they have suffered. So we count them. 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 losses. If they lose too many, if they lose 47 hit points in one, strength points, sorry, in one go, in one round, what will actually happen is they will lose 1 victory point. So now we have the random Zulu firing. So that's 6 times. No, they get 6 dice, and they hit for each 6 they roll. That's 1 hit, okay. So now we need to allocate it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So they hit, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, actually we only have 5 possible areas where they hit. And they hit area 5. So that's zone P. We lose 1 strength point. And another 6, I don't believe it. So we will assign this to area 1. And another 6, I don't believe it. They are really lucky. I mean, they're just taking pot shots now. Okay, so that's 4, 5, 6. So 3 hits, that's not too bad. So as you can see, they are basically reduced. You can heal up to 2 strength points when people move into zone G, which is basically, yeah, where people can get healed. Okay, so next up is the melee phase. And this happens between enemy units in adjacent zones across zone lines. No diagonal melee allowed. Melee combat is not mandatory. Units may only melee once per melee phase. And they are definitely going, the Zulus are definitely going to melee into the hospital because they're trying to set the hospital on fire. This is actually quite important. So they're meleeing with 6 strength points. And they roll 1 die. And they hit on a 5 and they do 1 point of damage. Well, sorry, no, actually this is this happens at the same time, so it's simultaneous. So they do 1 point of damage, and let's see what the British do. They do 0 points of damage, so okay. Then up here, there's going to be melee 11 points on a 3. That's 2 points of damage, and we're going to fight back with 6. Strength points, 2 points of damage, so this one, so we're just going to reduce 2. And I fight back with 3. And that's 2 points of damage. So we're just going to make change 1, 2, 3, and 2 go into the reserve. So they have lost another 2. Okay, so that was really successful for them. Let's see. Now we have the so-called hospital phase. Beginning with first turn of a Zulu melee attack on any hospital zone, the Zulu player rolls 1 die to determine the start and progress of fire in the hospital zones. We roll 1 die, we roll a 4. Oh, oopsie. We set it on fire. It's not good. Okay, so yes, let's see. Okay, now we have a serious issue. First of all, the Zulus are now on the ramparts, as it were, and the hospital is burning. So now we have a new round. We roll a die to see into how many we split the forces that come on. 5. This is me making this up, actually. They do it differently. So we have 4, 5. Doesn't really make any difference that they are not evenly spread out. I won't go to that length. And the 4 is zone 21. And the 2, that's zone 19. And the 1, that's zone 18. And the 6, that's player's choice. Oops, sorry, they go here as well. 6, that's player's choice. So I'm going to put them where it hurts me the most, and that'll be zone 19. 3 is zone 20. 5 is zone 17. And the 4, that's zone 20. We're actually going to, because zone 20 extends to over here, we're just going to bring all of these over here because I really want to breach the wall over there. So now it's the British. Actually, I think I should have moved the Brits first, but yeah, next time then. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a leader and he's going to move 2 strength points. Can he actually do this? I think leader movement for the British. May each move 1 or 2 zones a turn with up to 4 SP each plus themselves. They and the SP they command may cross interior compound walls with these 2 moves. Within, into or out of the hospital zones, that's fine. So we're going to move with 4 SP, 1, 2, because I want them to go into the zone G on the next turn. I'm going to move these 2 into the zone G. I'm going to move this one out, and I'm going to take this one to evacuate the victory points. This one's going to evacuate this victory point, this one's going to evacuate this victory point, and this one's going to evacuate this victory point. And I'm going to move them all to the last redoubt, which is zone D. Okay, now let's see, healing. Can you heal if you've just moved? And if you're wondering what kind of music I'm listening to there, I have no idea. It's internet radio and it's kind of creepy actually. I can actually remove these fire markers because they don't apply any longer. Refresh. as we say in The Lord of the Rings, everyone refreshes, new round. Doom counter goes up by 1. Okay, healing. Zone G. Individual British units start their turn. Okay, so on the next turn, these guys can get healed. Okay, so now the Zulus have come on, and now they can move, because getting into the battlefield isn't the same as movement. So next time round, the Brits move first, then I decide, or then I roll for the Zulus of where they come on, and then the Zulus will actually move. So the Zulus over here are going to join their friends over there. 1, they're going to unite with these, and the leader is going to take 10 strength points with him to zone 5 to assault this area here. And these guys are also going to assault the British forces in here, trying to come in here. All right, so now I would like to try something, and that is volley fire. Now, volley fire needs a leader, and I'm not quite sure what the rules are. I saw that somewhere. Volley fire. During the fire phase chart, Bromhead, Durnford, and Pulane may each conduct volley fire with up to 4 strength points plus themselves. To conduct volley fire, the leader must start the turn with up to 4 British infantry strength points. They and the strength point group with them may not move in the same turn that they plan on conducting volley fire. Mark these units with volley fire markers. They may fire 3 consecutive times with each group of up to 4 strength. Okay, so basically he didn't move, so he's going to volley fire with this group here. We're going to give them a marker. Well, does this actually work? No, it doesn't. Does it? At any adjacent zone. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted to do. So adjacent zone would be zone, well, zone 5 doesn't work. So these guys are not going to volley fire. But these guys are going to volley fire at these. So anyone else? Yeah, they have no enemies where they are. But they actually, did they move? No, they didn't move. They're going to move. He's going to take 4 strength points with him. 1, 2. And they're just going to stand their ground, actually, because we don't know if nobody else will enter from here. Next time around, I will actually change this. I will say 1, 2, 3, 4. So on a 4, you come in from zone 20. On a 1, you come in from 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5, 21. Yeah, that's easier. Okay, so that's annoying because if this leader was over here, he could actually volley fire at this group, which would be really advantageous, but he can't move to make this happen because volley fire only works if you haven't moved. So yeah, okay, so the British will fire. These guys cannot fire at anybody because there's nobody. Oh yes, there is zone 14 that they can fire into. So they have 7 points. And they fire range 2 on a 3 with 7, does 2 damage. This time around I'm just gonna adjust the loss markers straight away. So they have fired and are done. They are going to volley fire. They're going to roll 3 dice. For 1, and for another 1, and for a 3. That's 5 altogether, so we take 5 strength points away. Now, they roll 2 ones. Now they have to check, and this is something that's kind of hidden in the rules. They have to check if they run out of ammo. And this is actually not in the rules. You find it in the example. Movement. Firing. The British player rolls his 5 dice and the result are 1, 1, 3, 5, 6. The results yield 2 possible ammunition depletions and 2 hits on the Zulu forces. Okay, so let's roll. Okay, no. That's okay. And no depletion, because you have to then re-roll the ones, and if there's still ones, then you have to you have depletion. Okay, these guys can fire as well, although they can't volley fire, so they're going to do this as well. They roll their 5 strength points on a 6. That's 4 damage. I need another one. So they have fired. Here we're going to fire with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 5 points of damage. And they have fired. Can they actually reach anything? They could reach zone 5. Yeah, so they are going to attack zone 5. 4, that's 5 points of damage as well. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they have fired. They have volley fired. This one is going to attack as well. For a 2, that's 2 damage. This one's going to fire as well for 5, which is 5 points of damage. It's really good. So he is fired. This one's going to fire as well for 3. That's 3 points of damage. 1, 2, 3. so he is fired. And they could, in theory, reach area 10, couldn't they? Yeah. So we're going to shoot at area 10 for 2 at a range 2. That's 1 point of damage. But still, it's 1 point of damage. So they're at least pushed back because then they have to start from the very beginning again. They have no line of sight to anybody, so they will not do anything. But what we can now do is with these yolks, we can actually do something that we haven't done before, and that is after after the melee phase, a British leader with up to 4 SP each can conduct a bayonet charge into any adjacent zone, even if... Oh, okay, I thought it had to do with volley fire. It doesn't. Oh. Okay, good. So now is the melee phase. I don't know if you've been in volley fire, if you can do melee. I suppose you can. It doesn't say you can't. So we're gonna have 2, 4, 6, 7 against a die roll of 3, which does which does 2 points of damage, and they're going to melee back 6, and that's 3, 4, 6. So they do 2 points of damage as well. 1, 1, and 2 points. He's not going to engage in melee because that's, well, it's basically, that would be probably suicide. They are going to engage in melee because there's a leader on his own. He's got 1 strength point, so they're meleeing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 4 strength points. What happens if a leader dies? Do they get removed from play? If eliminated, the leader unit is removed permanently from the game and is never allowed back as a replacement. Okay, now that was good. It was very good, because it means that this whole shenanigans of moving twice isn't going to apply here. So they are now completely done. We've meleeed up here as well. So now for the bayonet charge. 1 leader with 4 strength points. So how does that work? Okay, now this would mean that we keep repeating the melee until one side is eliminated. We're going for 4 into 4. Okay, we'll risk it. And we roll a 2, brilliant, which is 1 point of damage. And they roll a 3, which is 0 point of damage, 0 points of damage. So they lose 1 strength point, and we do it again. 4 is 3 points of damage, and they do 0 points of damage. Okay, so we actually eliminated them successfully. 1, 2, 3, and we can advance, but we won't. So that's really nice. We've cleared out this part of the arena, and we've pushed back plenty of Zulus. let's see, we're going to roll on the let's burn our hospital down, and it is even more on fire than it was before, so not good. Let's see into how many slices we're going to slice our incoming troops. That's 3 slices. I'm just gonna really do this randomly to even like surprise myself. I'm gonna have 3 stacks, and that's the end of the second turn. So turn 3, everyone refreshes. I'll have to stop saying that. So here we go. And we're now going to move. First of all, we're going to give 2 strength points to these 2 units, and they're going to move out. This unit is, these 2 units are moving into here. This leader is moving into here with this unit. These 2 units are going to move one in nearer to the well, I don't know, hospital station. It's not a hospital really. These guys are also going to move in here to reinforce this side. Any hurt people over here? No. This one's going to move 1 to get closer to the sick bay. This one's going to move zone J, zone J, zone P to get them out of the hospital, which also means the hospital is now unprotected. So we're going to move with Sergeant Byrne 1 over here. Oh, sorry, yeah, it doesn't really matter. So that we have more people in here. Yeah, that is the movement phase for the British. Let's see. We roll a 5. 1, 2. He said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're coming in on zone 17. Three. 1, 2, 3. And 6. That doesn't exist. Let's do this again. 1. So they're coming on, and they can now move 1 zone, 1 zone. Now the question is, can they actually enter into the hospital? Movement. They can. So they're now entering into they're now in the compound. They have breached the wall. They are now in the hospital. So they're now getting victory points. Okay, so, wow, this game plays fast, and the British really have an issue now. Oh, this is a leader, actually. You can move to. Wow. When you look at it, it doesn't look very good. Not at all. That doesn't look good at all. Oh yeah, and they will move as well. Okay, next up is the fire phase, and I will stop the recording now because I hope that you have seen some interesting things for this game. I will get back to you with more on this, but I'll just make a note. Fire phase next. So that's Victoria Cross 2, the Battle of Rorke's Drift. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.